Hi students, this is A. Mandri Kumar Rajesh. In this video, we are going to discuss genome sequencing and plant genome project. First, we have to understand what is called genome. A genome can be defined as a haploid set of chromosomes in a gamete, or it can be defined as a complete set of genes or genetic material which is present in an organism or cell. So, a genome can be defined as haploid set of chromosomes in a gamete, or it can be defined as complete set of genes or genetic material which is present in an organism or cell. So, the totality of the DNA sequence of an organism is called as genome. Then, this genome includes coding genes, non-coding genes, chloroplast DNA, and mitochondrial DNA. So, genome includes coding genes, non-coding genes, chloroplast DNA, and mitochondrial DNA. So that is why I have mentioned the totality of the DNA sequence of an organism is called genome. Then this genome contains information, all the information needed to build and maintain that organism. So this genome contains all the informations which are required to maintain that organism and which are needed to build that organism. Then the study of the genome is called as genomics. The study about the genome is called as genomics. Then I am going to tell you the definition of genome sequencing. So genome sequencing is nothing but the location of a gene on the entire diploid chromosome of an organism is called as genome sequencing. So, the location of genes on entire diploid chromosomes, entire diploid chromosomes of an organism is called as genome sequencing. Then the major revolution in the study of genome of different species was brought about due to the availability of PCR technology and recombinant DNA. So with these techniques we are able to study the genome of different species. These technologies are used to construct molecular maps or gene map of many plant genome. So the techniques like PCR, polymerase chain reaction, and recombinant DNA are helpful in construct gene map or molecular mapping of many plant genome. So the gene map is nothing but a method used to identify the locus of gene and distance between the gene. Then the main essence of the gene map is to collect the molecular markers. Molecular markers are nothing but a particular gene which are able to express as a particular protein. So the main essence of the gene map is to collect molecular markers onto their respective position of the genome, and that is the main essence of gene map. Then the objective of the genomic research is to sequence the whole genome and decipher the coding sequence and non-coding sequence. Decipher means to decode the non-coding sequence and coding sequence. Then I am going to tell about the studies which are made in different organisms. Let me tell about some of the organisms in which genome sequencing project had been completed. In 1983, the first large genome sequencing in Lamidobacteriophage had been completed. After that, there had been many projects on different groups and that have been also completed. Some of the notable examples are in Bacterium E. coli, the genome sequencing project had been completed. Then yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae, Arabidis thaliana, it is a weed. The English name of that weed is called Thalli Crush. Then rice, Oryza sativa, maize, Zea mays, fruit fly, Drosophila melanogaster. Then human, Homo sapiens sapiens. So these are all some of the examples of organism in which genome sequencing project had been completed. Then I am going to tell about how the genomics has been promoted in the crop science. Let me tell you genomics in crop science. In crop science, genomics has been promoted by using Arabidis thaliana plant and Oryza sativa. I give you the reasons why scientists have chosen Arabidis thaliana and Oryza sativa. The first one, it is a weed plant found all over the world. Arabidis thaliana is a weed plant. It found all over the world. So they are cosmopolitan in distribution. Then it is easy to grow and it has short span of life cycle. It possesses one of the smallest genome among dicot plants. Then Oryza sativa. It possesses one of the simplest genome among monocots. It shows similarity with other major cereal plants. So these are the reasons why scientists have chosen Arabidis thaliana and Oryza sativa. Then I am going to tell you the steps which involve in genome sequencing program. I am not going to explain all the steps. The steps are not important, but I give you additional information. So the first step, construction of linkage map with molecular markers. Then second step, gene libraries. Third step, screening of libraries and constructing contigs. Fourth step, sequencing. The fifth step, new vectors, BAC, bacterial artificial chromosome, and PAC, P1 derived artificial chromosome, and shotgun approach. So these are the steps which are involved in genome sequencing program. Then I am going to tell you how to express the genome content in an organism. Genome content of an organism can be expressed in terms of number of base pairs or in terms of the content of DNA, which is expressed as C value. C value can be defined as the amount in picograms of DNA contained within a haploid nucleus or half the amount in a diploid somatic cell of a eukaryotic organism. 1 picogram is equal to 10 to the power of minus 12. Next, I am going to tell about evolutionary pattern assessed using DNA. Let me teach you the evolutionary patterns assessed by using DNA. In recent years, the evolutionary relationship between different plant taxa can be assessed by using DNA content. Based on the analysis, the taxa and the relationship indicated by a cladogram. Such cladogram can tell us the genetic distance between the two taxa. Now I am going to assess the evolutionary pattern of 3 different plants by using gel electrophoresis. So first we have to isolate DNA from the 3 different plants. Then they have to plot it on a gel plate. Then the gel plate has to run on electrophoresis. After the electrophoresis, you can find different bands of DNA. You can find bands of DNA in different patterns. The plant number 1 and plant number 2 shows much similarities, and plant number 3 shows less similarities. So with this different patterns of DNA, we are able to draw a cladogram. So plant number 1 and plant number 2 shows much similarities. So it shows these 2 of them are evolved from common as ancestor, most common ancestor. Then plant number 3 are evolved from somewhat distant ancestor. So with this technique, we can assess the evolutionary pattern of different plant taxa by using their DNA. So that's all about today's video. If you have any doubt, please clarify with me. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you.